Well, there you just saw a defendant 24 years old, unlike some of the old farts that you saw earlier. But remember a clip you saw about a defendant who was cleared by DNA evidence 6 months later. By the way, the DNA evidence is typically from saliva on the so-called airbag. It's not air in the airbag, but they provided DNA evidence, and it proved that it was the brother-in-law in that case. Well, the guy in this case was only 24 years old, but even so, he was still free to buy all the booze he wanted. First of all. Secondly, he's subject to these restrictions. And what if evidence shows that he's not guilty? Meanwhile, the clock is ticking. Days are passing. There are people waiting in jail, waiting for a simple test to come back. And there are people waiting out on bail. You saw what happened to that defendant. He's forbidden to leave the state of Michigan, and he's also forbidden to drink alcoholic beverages or do other drugs while he's waiting. And they take their good, sweet time. Oh, but there's a backlog at the forensic laboratory. Well, clear the backlog. First order of business, legalize all drugs and dismiss all drug charges, and don't even bother with those chemical tests to see whether that powder is sugar or cocaine. It doesn't matter. The government never had any right to ban sugar or cocaine. So dismiss all of those charges and you'll make a major improvement. Also, if they have money for cops to be patrolling out there 24/7, then they can run the forensic laboratory 24/7 and clear the stupid backlog. If the cops can get a warrant, a search warrant on a weekend, 2:00 in the morning, then they can bring you to a judge for your arraignment at 2:00 in the morning. The test results come back. No, we're not going to put it on the docket. And when they're good and ready, then bring you to court and then say, okay, we're going to set you free because DNA evidence proves that you were not the driver. No, do it now. Speedy and public. That has to be one of the many demands for Operation USA Freedom.